La 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 la. Excuse me, small, weak little girl, but your ice cream, it belongs to me now.
Oh, no, I don't think it does.
Ha 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 ha. Foolish child. Do you really think you have what it takes to conquer me, the almighty infinite? No,
What were you saying, Mr. All-Powerful? Huh? Who's the weak one? Who's the weak one?
Me. I'm the weak one. I'm the weakest of them all.
Yep, that's right. Cream, you scare me sometimes.
When Jakks Specific first got the Sonic license, I was not too interested by the weird ball toys and the bendy figures. I was just seeing less and less of the stuff I wanted. But then suddenly, one day, all the bendy figures went away, and in their place, we got a line of articulated 4-inch figures that looked like they came straight from the games. We've gotten so many characters that we're up to 13 waves in this line. And honestly, I think this may be the most balanced wave when it comes to combined value if you're getting the whole set together. So let's take a look at them. First we got Sonic himself, and yes, he is a repack of the same Sonic they've made all the way back in Wave 1. No new face or different poses for the arms or hands at all. He gets repacked quite a bit, and that makes sense. He is the name character of the brand, and they want to make sure kids can get a hold of him. But this one is special because he doesn't come with something simple like rings or spikes. No, he's got this custom skateboard with his name on it, which means you can't give it to any other action figures. It's a fun add-on all by itself, but I think the real reason they gave him this is because of the last wave including a figure of Jet, and this was their way of giving Sonic a way to race him. That said, this does make me wish they gave Jet's Extreme Gear some wheels to roll around on its own, and I do wish they had given us a new Sonic based on his rider's design, so he can truly match up with his greatest rival on the track. I would call him the least exciting of the wave, but still a great addition to the collection. The other repack of this wave is Metal Sonic, and he is 100% the same toy as he was last time, even down to the Eggman spring that comes with him. But since it's been just over 2 years since his last release, it was absolutely time for him to be repacked, especially for people who didn't get him the first time around. He's a fun toy, but sometimes I do feel odd about him, like how he seems shorter than he should be, and mine is missing some paint on his left eye. His limbs are a lot thicker than they are in the games, which is a good thing, because it makes him a lot more sturdy. That said, his elbows are kind of odd. He's one of the few game-based figures to have them, and for some bizarre reason, they made them rotate at the forearms instead of at the biceps. So it's useless and upsetting, because his left elbow goes out from his body instead of forward. That said, you can still get some good poses out of him, and he is fun to play with. He may be one of the best figures in the line, for me anyway. The first of the 2 new additions to the line is Amy's little sidekick Cream the Rabbit, and I must say, they did a great job on her. She feels like the character who had to sacrifice the least of her looks for the sake of her joints, and because of that, she's just as adorable as she is in the games, or this old plush toy of her I've had since I was a kid. Everything about it is done just right, from the shades of orange on her clothes and fur, to her little brown nose and her fuzzball of a tail. She also comes with this double scoop ice cream cone, her canon favorite food. Her grip on it is pretty loose, so it falls out of the hand a lot. Basically the opposite of Amy's hammer that she holds onto so tight the paint rubs off on the inside of the hand. You know, as much as I like this ice cream piece, I keep thinking that there maybe something else she could have come with. Something very important to her as a character. An iconic part of her image. What was it? I just can't put my finger on it. Cheese! That was it. She should have come with cheese. But we can fix that. There we go. Perfection. Lastly, we have this cool looking weakling. The supposed big bad of Sonic Forces, Infinite. Here we have the reality bending jackal in his mostly monochrome color scheme, with just a little hint of red in it. The white pattern on his back, making him look more like a skunk than a jackal, his sharp-fingered gloves that are the same color as his fur, and the jaggedy mess of hair on the back of his head. Speaking of which, the Jakks figures tend to be better than most Sonic toys that came before in being able to support the weight of their giant heads, but with all those hair spikes, he was about twice the weight and really only stands leaning forward. He also seems to balance better if you have his tail pointing to the ground like this. He also comes with a Phantom Ruby, because apparently the one stuck in his chest wasn't powerful enough. It is a nice enough piece. I like the shade of pink used for it, but I do wish that, like the Chaos and Master Emerald, it had one of those ports that plugged into a base, if only so I can have it stand up like those do. Infinite's figure doesn't really blow me away or anything, but I'm not let down by it either. They did remember to put his logo on the bottom of his shoes though, so he's still a win. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this wave of Sonic figures from Jakks Specific. Now, only one thing left to do. Sonic, take it away.